Peace, peace, peace. How's everybody doing? Um, I wanted to make this video today as a ongoing effort in order to educate our people. Um, I appreciate all the concerns because a lot of people asked about, how I was feeling, how I was doing, was I depressed, or something to that effect. And the answer is no. The answer, as far as my mindset and my heartfelt feeling, has to do with what our people are enduring and going through, and that we have to make more of an effort towards self-enlightenment and self-education, so that we can be successful together. Because if we don't do that, if we constantly fight against one another for a lot of things, it's going to be a catastrophe. But it will draw us together, because eventually we will see the worth in that. A good friend of mine, we went through our issues, and him and I, gotten the chance to speak and build together, thanks to my brother Sudan. And I appreciate you, man, for helping me make that phone call. And things are elevating. What I wanted to talk about was what they call personal liberty, and how sacred that personal liberty is. And that if you don't understand how sacred your personal liberty is, and learn how to understand and navigate and negotiate in the system that we're in the fiction that we're dealing with, it's going to get harder. And if we don't teach our children these things that we know, that I'm sharing with you, if we don't teach our children, your children don't get to learn these things, it's like using an etymology dictionary. I have several etymology dictionaries, and the Oxford English Etymology Dictionary. I got a couple of them. I got all types of Black's Law dictionaries. You know what I mean? I got all kinds of stuff. I got a complete set of Corpus Juris Secundum. That's the legal encyclopedia to tell you what the meaning of a particular law is. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to read from this document right here. And this document had to deal with a notice in support of, dismissal for lack of jurisdiction. And in fact, when you understand, what jurisdiction you're operating in, I spoke to you the other day about Yusavel. I've learned from Jonah Bay. I've learned from 19 Keys. You understand? I've learned from Angela Stark, myprivateaudio.com. Man, that was one of the first ones. Me and Reggie the twin, Disco Twins. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the first ones that we learned about while we was in Pennsylvania back in 2007, 8. And man, when I started listening and learning, it was amazing. It was really amazing. And so I want, for our people to be amazed at themselves, at what their capabilities are, what they can do, because there's nothing that we can't do. We put our mind to it, there's nothing that we can't do. You understand? We are self-sustaining people, but you have to believe that in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit. Because you are here because you asked to be here. You come from the cosmos. You understand what I'm saying? The cosmic order in the universe. You made a decision to come through a portal into this physical phase and But getting here cost you something. It cost you a certain degree of knowledge to know where you came from. And so you got to constantly research and search for that so you can get back to it. And doing so, along the way, we've all had those bumps in the road. I really don't know anyone that has had a silver spoon in their mouth where they didn't never have any problems, that everything was just taken care of and they just got through it like that. You know what I mean? And so what I want to talk about is personal liberty and what the Corpus Juris Secundum, 16th volume, section 202, page 987, and what it says. And that's what I want to read to you right now. I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of other things, but I'm going to talk about your rights. And your right is your remedy. Your right is your remedy. You have to know that. But if you don't know your rights, you don't have no remedy. You can't even complain about it, because what do you know? And if you're relying on somebody else to tell you that, that's another problem. See? Because now you're relying on somebody to hopefully give you something that you're supposed to be able to hold in your hand with love, honor, and respect, and be able to bring that out when you need it. So let me go into what the right or personal liberty actually is. Let me read this to you. And it says rights. It says the most sacred of liberties of which Justice Tolman spoke was personal liberty. The definition of personal liberty is personal liberty, or the right to enjoyment of life and liberty, is one of the fundamental or natural rights, which has been protected by its inclusion as a guarantee in the various constitutions, which is not derived from or dependent on the U.S. Constitution, which may not be submitted to a vote and may not depend on the outcome of an election, is one of the most sacred and valuable rights, as sacred as the right to private property, and is regarded as inalienable. So, understanding that right there tells you that if you don't know that, somebody can come take it from you when they feel like it, because you don't know how to protect it. It's like protecting your signature. Knowing how to protect your signature. Like somebody can't say to you, you can't sign that paper like that. You have to sign it this way. Imagine me saying, don't spell your name, Alice, the way it's commonly spelled, A-L-I-C-E. When some people might want to spell their Alice, A-L-Y-C-E. Remember I before E? plus 2, Jackson 5, remember that? So your signature is so important and is so powerful that it pays for everything. It takes care of everything. But if you sign it, if you use that signature, again, without protecting it, then you also agree to any of the attachments that could come with a document. And so when something may threaten or bring encroachment into your life, by use of a document, a piece of paper that you sign, unambiguously to, like, Brother Yusuf spoke of this. When you signed for your driver's license, no one gave you a full notice of the fact that by signing the document for a driver's license, that you actually were surrendering your right to travel by doing that. And so the right to travel is guaranteed, in the Constitution, not directly worded, but when it talks about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. When you talk about personal liberty, you talk about being able to have locomotion to go to and from. That means ingress and egress, to go in and come out of every state within the United States, unmolested, all right, unrestricted, uninhibited. These are part of all of that I just spoke about. And when somebody pulls you over for no apparent reason, you know, because they want to check something, because they want to do something, and you don't know how to protect yourself, you know, that's another issue. Now, I know sometimes it can be a sister or it can be a woman, and they can find themselves being confronted by some very aggressive, rude, and you know, just outright, you know, animal-like behavior when it comes to certain people who do certain things. And so you got to find other ways to protect yourself. You know, so when you find yourself getting pulled over, you know, man, start the recording on your phone. Start that that Facebook Live. You know, start it live. Send it out there, live stream it, so that, you know, even if you're wrong, at least maybe you won't get murdered. And if you do, you'll be having some redress, because the information will be out there. You can't hide from that. But I wanted to just bring that up, and I also just, again, I wanted to say thank you to everybody for their concern and thoughts, and I appreciate you for that. I don't want to take too much time tonight. I just wanted to bring that out, and I just wanted to really tell you what this personal liberty was about, and exercise your personal liberty as much as possible. Peace.